Good afternoon. The title of my presentation is Universal Design as Quality Engineering. You could say universal design is to eliminate barriers. That's one thing. But on the positive side, I consider it quality engineering, quality for everyone. I read the text. The concept of universal design is about a new quality relationship between a diversity of users, old and young, strong and weak, and on the other hand, human-made physical environments / objects. Universal design goes beyond the mere provision of special features for various segments of the population. Instead, it emphasizes a creative and inclusive approach to make the mainstream built environment more sustainable and better for everyone. In German, philosophers would call it a better Gestalt quality. And that's a picture of me. And you see some of the fields I've done research in. But maybe the most important thing is the lower line. As you see in the picture, I'm a person born with one hand. And I call myself a student of disability. I learn every day. I'm a student of disability continuously. And secondly, I call myself a born designer, because from childhood on, I realized that I sometimes had to rearrange my physical setting to play with my brothers and sisters, to eat and to enjoy life, to pursue my ambitions and study whatever I wanted to study. I wanted to study architecture, so I became an architect. What are my core beliefs? First of all, I believe that in humans, and in variation, that variation in human disability and ability is ordinary, it's not special, and affects most of us for some part of our lives. It's part of everyone's life, it's not a minority group. Secondly, the environment is important, and design is very powerful, and profoundly influences our daily lives and our senses of confidence, comfort, and control. And of course, I see universal design as an overarching new paradigm, how we can create this kind of human-friendly environment, human-friendly for all. The perception of disability has dramatically changed in the last decades, and that of crucial importance. So you might say that in the medical, what we call the medical model, the focus is on people with disabilities. We focus on these people with disabilities, and we have the surrounding services. We have child development teams, we have social workers, we have surgeons, we have special schools, training centers, and so on and so forth. The impairment is the problem. That's what the medical model says. And only decades ago, quite recently, we switched to the social model and to the cultural model. And we say the structures within society might be the problem. So the structures of society are at the center. And we surround these with segregated services, poverty, belief in the medical model, and so on and so forth. We focus on disabling situations, not on disabilities, not on the person, and solely on the intrinsic quality of the person, but on disabling situations. And two Belgian professors in a publication 1998 They call this the Copernican revolution. Ptolemaios said that the Earth was the center and the Sun was moving around the Earth. Copernicus, the Polish scientist, said, no, it's the other way around. It's us surrounding or circling around the Sun. And this switch in the perception of visibility is called by someone in Lamartine the Copernican revolution. So as I said before, I see universal design as an overarching new paradigm, something that can guide us, and we already see some good examples. And it is important to start from examples, from positive experience, positive interface between people and physical structures. And from that we learn why it's positive and how we can continue that and extend. And of course there is your subway here in Seoul. I love it very much. And there is the subway in Copenhagen, and in the United States you can visit different airports and have the same system. So there is a kind of universal quality already. And that's what I call, I'll talk about that later, universal design patterns. We don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. We just have to look around, as you did for our first professional keynote speaker, look around and pick up things and introduce it in a different context. What are the main barriers? Why do designers not adopt universal design that easily? A former student of mine, Elke Ilgams, in 2017, she concluded her research for her PhD, and her focus was on knowledge transfer and knowledge building in universal design for architects mainly. And she interviewed 396 architects, and she had 135 valid answers. And from these answers, from professional architects, she found the main barriers were the budget, skeptical attitude of other stakeholders, so the clients or the building contractor didn't like the concept of universal design, higher complexity, no clearly structured information available, unclear how to start a universal design process. It's more time consuming, they think. That could be true. Insufficient information available throughout the design process, and it's unclear how to integrate universal design knowledge into the design. So these are some of the things we discovered, some of the barriers for architects, some of the reasons why they do not adopt universal design. Personally, I see from the academic point of view, I see two possible approaches, overall approaches. First of all, there is the prescriptive approach. We prescribe, we say, do this, do that, that should be the width of a door, that should be the size of an elevator, and so on and so forth. So that's prescriptive. Prescribes how to do, and you have to obey the rule. But my belief is that with this prescriptive approach, we can only go up to a certain point to eliminate misfits in the human object interface. And at that point, we stop. We cannot go further. We have to switch to what I call the descriptive approach. Designers, policymakers, decision makers have to fully understand what the basic problems are. How a person with one hand, like myself, or a person who's blind, how these people orientate and navigate in space to understand what's at hand. And then designers cannot come up with new creative solutions. Don't tell an architect, do this or do that. Architects don't like this prescription. They like to be creative. So make them understand what the problem is. And I picked up from Professor Sugawara a minute ago, children should play together with the diversity should already be in the play of the children, the interaction. And that's where the awareness grows and the mindset. And then we can come up with solutions. I'm quite confident. This second approach here, what I call descriptive, it's also, the first one, prescriptive is tell me what to do. But of course, in the descriptive approach, you go beyond. You tell what is the problem, what is the misfit, and then the people come with solutions. So it's more performance-based. You do something, you check back and see if the performance is okay. If not, you correct. And that's, of course, at the heart of the universal design paradigm. What types of knowledge do we have about human functioning in general? Well, very different types, but I would focus on two distinct types, and I use the metaphor of the iceberg. And we know in physics that an iceberg, only 10% is above the water, and 90% is underneath the water level. But my figures are just an estimation. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that 30% of the knowledge we have about diversity of people, 30% is explicit knowledge. We know how wide the door should be when we move around in a wheelchair. That's explicit knowledge. But 70% or more is tacit knowledge. It's know-how. People who have know-how, intuitive knowledge. And here, that's what we call user experts. People who are in this situation, they know what the problems are, and they can come up with solutions. So we have to communicate with these people. And this contributes, of course, and that's very important, to prescriptive approaches. Laws, your barrier-free certificate, and so on and so forth, is based on explicit knowledge. And we have to go beyond, and we have descriptive approaches we need. We have to extract, to listen to these voices. And that's what I call the fusion of explicit and tacit knowledge. That's what I call universal design patterns. I don't want to go too far in detail, but the general approach is that I use the method of the decomposition of the human capacities. Human capacity, you can decompose that. And you can even include the scale here. People with obesitas or small, thin people, children, so lightweight. They are also, that's also an aspect of diversity, but also stamina. Older people are sometimes weaker, so climbing a stair is more difficult. So we have to take into account all these aspects of human beings. And I do the same thing as a researcher in decomposing the physical environment. If you talk about a railroad station, of course you can decompose it. How do I arrive at the station? Enter, buy a ticket, go to the toilet, meet someone, and so on and so forth. So we can decompose as well human capacities as the physical structure. And this is an overall scheme of my basic research. So we have users, the diversity of users, and we have built environments. And we can see where the clash is, where the friction is, or the misfit between these two. And we can distill these conflicts, and we can come up with some kind of what I call typological solution. It's not a design solution, it's a typological solution. That's what I call universal design patterns. And one example could be a staircase in public buildings, and the other could be travel information. If you use a staircase in public buildings, it has not only to do with your legs and with your feet, it also has to do with your hands, equilibrium, stamina, and so on and so forth. Visual perception of the staircase in order to move safely. If you need travel information, it's not only your eyes and your brains that are involved, but maybe you have to approach a place where the information is. Is that an accessible place, yes or no? You have to recollect things, to remember things. You have to take notes, maybe, and so on and so forth. So all these capacities are involved, and we have to hear these voices. If we design an information system or a staircase in a public building, we have to hear all these voices gradually, step by step, to find a good design pattern. We can then transfer this knowledge to other people. Don't worry at this point. I don't want to go too far in the academic thing. I'll show you some examples also. But let me give a definition. A universal design pattern provides relevant and well-structured information about problems or conflicts experienced in disabling situations. I'm not talking about disabled people. I'm talking about disabling situations for everyone, whether they have specific permanent limitations or not, and on the other hand, related, empirically supported architectural slash technological solutions or resolutions. That's my definition of a universal design pattern. And this could be a model. So there is a title. Say, okay, I want to research staircases in public buildings. There is an image. Rush hour, people moving up and down. You see someone holding the rail, so that person needs that device, and so on and so forth. So we have the whole chapter of problem definition. We will listen to all these voices. Mobility impairment, sensory limitations, organic illnesses, and so on and so forth. And that's important. But the first category is the zero category, modal users. We're not talking about disabled people, we're talking about everyone. So also modal people who are traveling, walking up and down the staircase might be terribly tired or might be drunk. It doesn't matter for us as designers what the case is. We have to design accordingly and then come up with solutions. So we have this research, we have 12 samples online in the database. It's experimental. And so everyone could suggest things and correct things. That's the context of the research of universal design patterns. Okay, I skipped this more academic research for a very simple thing I did with students. It's lovely to work with students. It's lovely to work with young people. And this is an existing toilet. This was an existing toilet in the Faculty of Architecture. And for the renovation, I suggested to make it a universal design space, not toilet, space. And I called it Rooms for Care and Well-Being. It's much more than a toilet. It should be much more than a toilet. When you open the door, that should be the most beautiful space in the public building. That space, beautiful atmosphere, good acoustics, good air conditioning, and so on and so forth. But also things, of course, you need, like a wash basin. There is a toilet, you can change the diaper of a baby, or you can have your medication there. Or people with colostomy, they need more space to do things that can be done here. But also acoustic qualities, ventilation, all these things, this special door. It's a double swing rotating door, so it's easy. If you approach the door with a walker, you can push the door. It's easier. And when you leave the space, you can again push the door. It's double swing. So these details, all these, I call it design patterns, things that are checked empirically are very important. And this is a special toilet. It's a toilet, this one is sitting on the floor, not a hanging toilet. It's for people, might be for people with obesitas, heavy people. It gives more confidence. You sit on this and it's strong. It's designed by Philip Stark, famous designer. It's nice design. And it's 6 centimeters wider than an average toilet. So there are things included. It's more universal. It's more universal. So that's here in this toilet. And then another toilet in the same faculty, it's a bit larger, so we could do more things, and it's complementary, it's different. So here you have a shower toilet, and you have a folding bed. You can flip it down, and you can take some rest also. We brought in daylight because that's very important. You can take a shower here. It has a synchronous sliding door, so you only use one hand. One part of the door opens and the other one opens automatically, simultaneously. Well, then, so of course, this is a simulation with students with cardboard. It's not built. The university did not want to finance the system. But we have built something different. We have built a universal design housing lab in Hasselt, and some of you from Cody have visited that in Hasselt, that place. So it's a built space, it's a demonstration house. How you can adapt your house. There are 2 dwelling units focusing on wheelchair user, older people with reduced mobility, and there's another apartment focusing more on visual impairments and other limitations. So there is a visitor center, there is a research lab, and there is a demonstration house like this one here. An existing house dating from 1913. I'll simply show you one slide of the entrance door, and here already you have a typical problem. There were 2 steps here, 2 steps. We have removed the steps, of course, but we have integrated a platform lift in the corridor here. So the door opens automatically, light switches on, and then you can manipulate the lift platform, and in a very comfortable and safe way you can enter the house, and so on and so forth. There are many objects in the house, pieces of furniture and architectural design aspects that illustrate universal design. And this example in Denmark, it's Handicap Organisatorius Hus. It's called one of the most accessible office buildings in Europe, in Western Europe at least. 22 companies have an office here, and in these companies, many people with disabilities are employed, and it's a marvelous example. The first thing I noticed when I visit the place together with my wife were the good acoustics. Very good quality when you enter the building. But also the organization of the building, wayfinding is rather easy. You have the different colors for vertical circulation. You have the toilets, the green toilet, the blue, the red, and they're all different but complementary, and you can pick your choice and you can find a solution. Or very simple things like you manipulate the elevator in the traditional way, or you can open it with your foot. I will say something briefly, and I'll keep an eye on the clock simultaneously. Accessibility legislation in Belgium. Belgium is a very small country. It has a population of Seoul. It's a whole country. With the population you have in one city, more or less. That's not the point. The difficult thing is that it is split into two different cultures. This is the northern part, they speak Dutch or Flemish, and this is the southern part where they speak French, as the neighboring place to France, and this is neighboring the Netherlands. So 2 different languages in one country. And then you have the capital of Brussels, which is an island. It's an island in itself because it belongs to the 2 communities. So legislation is very complex and is very diverse. And that's a problem. And in the northern part, I live here in this northeast 2010. It's checked, and there are also some sanctions. In order to obtain a building permission, you have to fulfill the requirements. And of course, next to that, we have universal design environment. We have these quality levels, this accessibility labels we give to buildings, and they go beyond legislation. and have more features. And we have been talking about hotels, accessible hotels, and this is a very powerful example. Scandic hotels is Scandinavian. They have, I believe, 280 hotels. It's quite a big company, and they are really more universal design. So for one, these are my two favorite hotels, and for this one in Sweden, Stockholm, it says, find the information you might need before visiting us. You are always welcome to our hotel, completely without barriers, regardless of impairment, sight, hearing, allergies, or wheelchair. We have made sure that you enjoy your stay. That's a promise. And you get the information, and so this is another one. But they have 280 all in all, with 57,000 rooms, and these hotels are in 6 countries, and they have 18,000 employees, team members. And I switched to the bottom immediately. Every week they have new employees coming in and others going out, and they have to be trained, these employees. Reception desk, cleaning the room, and so on and so forth, serving a meal to people, diversity of people. And the interesting thing is that this accessibility training is online. Scandic has put this online, it's open source, and everyone can consult it. So it's very open-minded also. But basically, as an architect, we are interested in the accessibility standards. And they have 159 points. You have to, for every new hotel, Scandic hotel, you have to fulfill the requirement, 158 points. And for the older hotels, for renovation, it's okay to have 105, that's obvious. And I took a picture, this is just a copy of the list, which is online, and these are the most recent ones. These 13 have been added quite recently, dealing with allergy. And so you have these points here. Just to give you one example, if they put a new layer of paint in the room, for the next 3 months, it's not allergy friendly. So keep out of that room. So it's a very, very detailed, very attentive approach to allergies and all other aspects of human functioning. 158 points. But also I want to stress again the open source, the way they share information. European legislation. We are on the 5th of June, I was in Brussels, 5th of June this year, and the new legislation, the first European standard was introduced. That means that will be in place, that it might take a couple of years, but that will be in place for 28 countries. 28 will have this legislation. And I don't read the whole text, but here in the end we are all interested in universal design. It says, describes common minimum functional requirements and recommendations applicable across the full spectrum of the built environment for an accessible and usable built environment, following the design for all universal design principle. So it's not only accessibility, it's trying to spread and to have this broader approach. I have 5 more minutes, if I'm correct. Yeah. Okay. I've been teaching for 39 years. I know how important it is to finish in time. Give me 5 more minutes. At the conference in Lund, where my respected colleague was also present, there was a reflection on the trends in universal design. And it is interesting to see that we have been talking about accessibility, about politics and regulations, and we have been talking about barriers, but we gradually switched to inclusion, very general, innovation, and sustainability. So it's a new perception of this approach, universal design. I have two conclusions. This is the first conclusion. And I've copied this from World Health Organization publication, so it's a very important document worldwide. I quote, "The common recommendation for rethinking the human in a technology and market-driven society and for addressing qualities of accessibility and usability for a widest possible spectrum of users of all ages is education." I emphasized here in the text, education, particularly for urban planners and for architects. That's what the World Health Organization has said in 2007. Very important. And my personal experience after I'm emeritus now, I'm retired, but in my long career as a professor of architecture, I switched here, but not there, sorry for that. This is the recommendation. My experience is that educational setting is a sensor where we can feel what the problems are, what is at stake in society, and it's also an incubator. We have time and money to research things and come up with solutions. That's the importance of education. And my last conclusion is universal design as a utopian construct, deeply rooted in human rights and in our ongoing longing for comfort and elegance, echoes the motto of the French Revolution: liberty, equality, fraternity. And by virtue of its unattainability, it entails a constant need for regeneration in mentality and in culture, in dynamics and in processes, in ethics and in values. Thank you.